Has anyone noticed that mooncakes aren't selling well this year? It's said that 300 million people don't eat mooncakes anymore. The Mid-Autumn Festival is almost here, and wine and airy crabs aren't selling well. No one's buying mooncakes either. That's because everyone wakes up and doesn't want to be exploited anymore. This year's Mid-Autumn Festival, which should have been a time of reunion and joy, has become the most depressing of the year for many people. Some complain that their companies offer too few benefits, while others express indignation that large companies with annual output exceeding tens of billions only offer a mooncake as a reward to their employees, while smaller companies offer nothing at all. During the Mid-Autumn Festival, many companies give gifts to their employees. But we haven't received any gifts, we even pay for them. The only perks we've received are some cooking oil, not even a box of mooncakes. This treatment is very disappointing. What perks did your company give out for the festival? This is the first time I've encountered such a stingy boss. The company's Mid-Autumn Festival perks are just a few cookies, a pack of instant noodles, and a cup of Coke, and you had to sign and fingerprint to receive them. There weren't even any mooncakes, so are cookies the substitute? I wonder if any bosses are more frugal than ours. Some netizens made self-deprecating videos using abstract techniques to pretend the company gave out delicacies when in reality there was nothing. The company is giving out festival benefits. Take a look at what we have. A whole car couldn't fit it all. Durians, pomegranates, grapes, pears, a case of drinks, and daily necessities like rice, noodles, and oil. There was even a $280 shopping cart in this bag. The company's strength is also a sign of respect for its employees. Take them home. So heavy I could barely carry them on my electric bike, and I had to walk sideways on the subway. I really got the most. In Suzhou Industrial Park, a human resources blogger lamented that the disparity in benefits between local and foreign companies becomes immediately apparent as soon as the Mid-Autumn Festival arrives. An employee complained that the company gave out very few mooncakes for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Only a small mooncake. I couldn't understand why such a large company with a production value of tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars only gave employees one mooncake, and some even gave none at all. In contrast, many foreign companies give out boxes of mooncakes every day, including not only mooncakes but also fruit and milk. Meanwhile, some local companies offer different Mid-Autumn Festival gifts. A video captured by a netizen shows on the subway seen other company employees carrying large and small bags of Mid-Autumn Festival gifts. Fruit, mooncakes, drinks, and everything else, while his own loose mooncakes look particularly awkward in comparison. Many ordinary workers, on the other hand, can't even get a single mooncake and can only smile bitterly inwardly. The real issue behind these complaints isn't the number of mooncakes, but rather the real economic predicament of the current economy. Businesses are struggling, saving wherever possible, putting even greater pressure on employees. Wages are stagnant, vacations are shortened, and benefits are disappearing. Someone joked that the lack of benefits was a minor issue. His previous company was so stingy that even drinking water had to be paid for, and the workplace didn't provide outlets, making charging a phone a luxury. There's a company that doesn't even give out small gifts during the holidays. They're struggling. They don't provide basic amenities like air conditioning and drinking water, which the company should. At my previous company, employees had to pay for their own water. When I first started, I thought the company provided the drinking water. There was a delivery at the end of the month. Later, a colleague told me I needed to transfer the money to the water delivery person, and I realized I had to pay for it. There was no outlet at my seat, no workstations, only computers. If I needed to charge my phone, I had to go either to the public outlet at the entrance or use the USB port on my computer, but that was very slow, and the phone's battery drained faster than it charged. My primary workplace was in a large warehouse next door where the signal was very poor, and the office Wi-Fi didn't reach the warehouse. Therefore, I specifically bought a data plan. There was no network in the warehouse and no battery in the office, making working conditions conditions extremely difficult. Despite the company's frequent promotions of corporate culture and various initiatives, the actual situation was poor, and even basic needs couldn't be met. This was the real dilemma I experienced during my first job. The netizen concluded by stating that precisely because of his harsh work experience, he now felt very content at his new company, where he could finally drink water freely without having to pay for it. Sadly, this basic benefit, which is often taken for granted, is frequently denied to some companies, leaving employees feeling unappreciated rather than being cared for. Someone filmed a video and reported the company's misconduct under their real name. I've decided to report our boss by my real name. The Mid-Autumn Festival and National Day combined are 8 days off, and we can't take a single day off. We have to work and no triple pay, no red envelopes or mooncakes. If you ask to leave, they'll deduct triple your pay. Can you understand the situation? However, some workers bluntly stated, enjoying a holiday is lovely, but it means no earnings. Even if employees miss home and want to rest, they have to grit their teeth and continue working because life forces them to have no choice. Mid-Autumn Festival is coming soon. How can there be a holiday during Mid-Autumn Festival? If you don't work, you won't get paid. So it's better with no break. I prefer to have off. Of course, I'd rather have a holiday than not get paid. That depends on our leaders, the progress of the construction work, and whether they're in a hurry. Do you want a holiday break? For us, it's better not to have a holiday. Not having a holiday means you can make money. Yes, that's the truth. Of course, I want to go home, but it depends on my leader's arrangements. If it's arranged, I can go. Do you take a break during the Mid-Autumn Festival? Basically, I don't. It depends on my supervisor's arrangements. Do you want to take a break? No. Why? I work, I earn money. Will you go home for the Mid-Autumn Festival? No, no way to go home. I have to make a living and my family isn't well off. There is nothing to do at home. Whether to go home to enjoy the holiday or stay working is up to you. If you miss your family, you can go back to your hometown. Also, this year's Mid-Autumn Festival was the quietest ever. In previous years, the mooncake section was always crowded around the holiday, and gift boxes were a standard purchase for visiting relatives and friends. However, this year was a complete departure. Mooncakes piled high across the street, but almost no one was interested. What's wrong with the Mid-Autumn Festival this year? Look at the mooncakes in these gift boxes. Almost no one's buying them. Has the spirit of friendship faded? People no longer give gifts. I remember that in the past, during the 2 days of the festival, there were a lot of people buying mooncakes to give them to elders, relatives, or leaders. The box mooncakes were often taken home as gifts. But this year, these boxes are almost untouched. Today should be peak gift-giving time, but the scene is deserted with no one buying. Many wholesalers are overflowing with inventory. Not only is there no hope of making a profit, but they can't even recover the shipping and storage fees. And the business owners are saying they've lost everything. Some distributors express frustration, saying, "So far, we haven't sold a single box." Mooncake sales plummeted this year. One distributor revealed that so far not a single mooncake box has been sold, while ordinary gift boxes are still selling. Why is this? Don't just say people don't like them. Look at the variety of mooncakes available now. Crispy crusts, all sorts of flavors. Some netizens even say that the mooncakes they bought last year haven't spoiled yet, demonstrating a very long shelf life. People used to rush to purchase durian or egg yolk mooncakes, but now these mooncakes are piling up on the shelves. No one dares to eat them carelessly. After all, hard-earned money can't be wasted. Even more outrageous is the fact that those ornately packaged gift boxes in supermarkets only contain 4 or 5 small mooncakes, yet they cost over $20, a truly poor value. Media reports that many mooncake factories are in a semi-shutdown state due to low orders and sales. Meanwhile, major shopping malls and supermarkets are already offering discounts and promotions before the Mid-Autumn Festival. The once bustling mooncake market is now unusually quiet. Why are mooncakes not selling well? It's not simply a matter of no one eating them. Netizens simply stated that economic pressures are widespread. The current employment situation is severe. Many families' incomes have declined, and some have even lost their jobs, leading to more rational consumption. In the past, people were willing to spend money on mooncakes during the Mid-Autumn Festival as gifts and for the occasion. However, driven by the principle of saving as much as possible, holiday spending has decreased significantly. Some netizens from a consumer perspective have summarized a series of realistic and sad reasons. Mooncake sales declined significantly this year. Almost no one bought either durian mooncakes or traditional mooncakes. I observed at the largest supermarket nearby that despite a large foot traffic, the mooncake section was almost empty. This situation may be due to a downgrade in consumption and a decrease in demand for mooncakes. Some people say that relatives no longer request mooncakes as gifts, and receiving them becomes a burden. I've summarized 5 main reasons. First, mooncake prices differ greatly before and after the festival, so many people choose to buy them later, which is more cost-effective, and the taste is the same. Second, many high-end mooncakes in gift boxes, packaging costs account for a significant portion, and the cost of mooncakes is far less than the selling price, making the price-performance ratio poor. Third, the shelf life of mooncakes is very long. Some people noticed that the mooncakes they bought last year, unopened, appear to maintain their quality, suspecting the excessive additives. This leads to more people avoiding mooncakes, fearing they may be harmful to their health. Fourth, the custom of mooncake gifting has declined. A single box can be passed around multiple times, often within a family or among friends. Fifth, mooncakes symbolize family reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival. However, for many working people, this year's holiday is only one day, no way to reunite. So the need for mooncakes diminishes. Even more disheartening is the fact that retailers like kiosks and convenience stores are also complaining. This year's holiday season feels incredibly quiet, with even fewer people than usual. It's 3:30 p.m. now, and sales are only a little over $100, online for $5, so after deducting costs, the actual revenue is even less. Last night, I worked until after 3 a.m. and made about $28. All afternoon, I only made about $80. Customer traffic is very low, nothing like a holiday. Some people think it's normal for small shops because there are no orders from large corporate clients. Normally, small shops have some basic daily sales. For example, during the holidays, we should at least sell some basic food or beverages, like a bottle or two of soda, some snacks, and so on. However, the store is currently selling to the elderly with their exclusive snacks and a few beverages. Most of the inventory on the shelves remains unsold, and the overall situation is quite deserted. The netizen said that he has run this small shop for over 10 years. Every year there was always a shortage of stock, but this year the inventory is completely overflowing, with no shortage at all. At this time last year, he was still searching for stock and contacting suppliers, desperate to get more, but this year he can't even sell them all. He doesn't need to order anything in a month because the inventory on the shelves will remain for a very long time, and there's no way he can clear it out. Currently, he feels that his business and inventory are completely disconnected. It's like trying to pull a large cart with a pony or putting a large SUV in a small 1.2-liter engine. It won't even run, and it'll stall as soon as you start the engine. With this setup, let alone running, it won't even be able to propel the vehicle, and the crankshaft might even break. His regular customer flow is already low, so he relies heavily on the peak season of the Chinese New Year and other holidays to generate revenue. If holiday business isn't good, other times become even more difficult, and the entire store will appear deserted, with sales figures extremely low. The public notes that just before the holiday, the US labeled mooncakes carcinogenic. A single stone stirs 1,000 ripples. After the news broke, the mooncake market, which had been hoping for a rebound during the Mid-Autumn Festival, plummeted to a freezing point. Friends, mooncakes in the US are wiped out this year. All are slapped with these cancer risk warning labels. Because these products contain acrylamide and furfuryl alcohol, which pose a risk of carcinogenesis and damage to biological products, these products have problems in the production process. The blogger explained that acrylamide is a typical process contaminant potentially produced by any food that is fried or baked at high temperatures. Furfuryl alcohol, on the other hand, is a chemical solvent often found as an impurity in flavors and fragrances. Whether it's high-end gift boxes or ordinary mooncakes, these substances are likely to be detected. Mooncakes are practically the hardest hit. At the same time, consumer trust in mooncakes is rapidly declining. One netizen complained that the mooncakes they bought were wrapped in several layers of paper. After unwrapping them, they suspected these mooncakes were repackaged after expiration. Some netizens even shared their experiences. Mooncakes started to mold just 3 days after purchase. The comment section was flooded with praise, as this became a symbol of conscientious mooncakes.
2025年
One of the most shocking of 2025 might be this. A netizen exposed online that mooncakes started to mold just 3 days after purchase. Commenters praised the factory owner, calling them conscientious mooncakes, because it indicated they didn't use excessive additives or preservatives. These mooncakes are even considered worth buying. During this Mid-Autumn festival, which seems like a time of reunion but is actually bitterly cold, mooncakes have become the most silent witnesses. It witnesses that business owners are tightening their belts and ordinary people are left in helplessness. This isn't just a market issue, it is an amplification of social signals which reflects the choices and dilemmas faced by every ordinary Chinese person amidst the overall economic downturn. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.